When we first moved here, we built a cattle handling system, like built all the corrals and stuff. The plan was to have cattle. Never got to it, never did use the corrals. Ended up taking them down a few years ago.
Well, we just like to travel a little bit. So.
Once you had cattle, you were all tied down. So, I mean, we diversified into trucks, right? So we got into the logging business. We were, we had trucks for years and diversified that way. So none of these guys offered to chore cattle, so,
Chickens and pigs are enough.
But we've always had, we've always had the odd cow around, or we still raise chickens and pigs. I mean, we like to raise our own food. So Pam does a big garden. I don't think there's any cooler way to run a farm than with your family. I mean, when we talk about how, our kids hanging out with the neighbor kids and the neighbor kids hanging out here, and, everybody's, there's a baseball diamond in the front field, and I mean, we'd have ball games on the weekends, and these kids all did hockey in the winter, but in the summertime, they lived on the farm, right? So we would have, the ditch out here that you saw, like the big drainage ditch. In the spring, it's running 3/4 of the way full of water, and you would go out there and find these guys pulling a wakeboard by starting on the snow with a 50-foot rope to a pickup, right? That's what you do on the farm, right? Whereas if you live close to town, you'd go to the mall. So big difference.
But in the city, you pay to do things in the city.
Yeah.
And here you do things because you come up with things.
You have to entertain yourself.
Yeah.
So Kaylee runs the grain cart.
For the last couple of years,
Do you get yelled at a lot? Do you have two-way radios in there?
Once, yeah.
You did get yelled at? No.
I don't know. Not on the radio. You just hear them in their car or see them in the combine. They don't say that over.
Now, is that because you're too late getting to the combine and they're
Probably
waiting?
just driving too slow. Yeah.
That's funny.
And I mean, I think probably some of the best grain cart operators we've had has been the girls, because they don't get in a great big hurry, and they don't go screaming down the field with grain falling out of the side of the cart and everything else. Sometimes you get the guys in there and the hitches break off and they're always in a panic, right? But
Well, Sylvia drove through the wall.
Sylvia drove through the wall.
This is television, Gary.
Hey, that's all right.
You drove into the fuel tank?
Yeah, I crashed.
with my new swather.
The first time it ever drove, yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I don't know if it's considered driving into it. I turned away
Just
from
'cause
it.
the back
If I drove through
Right.
the wall, you hit the fuel tanks. That's fair.
That's fine.
No,
Yeah.
living on a farm, I think it's just a great way to live.
A close-knit, multi-generational family used to be the core of Canadian farms. With modern farming becoming commercialized, it's refreshing to still see examples of successful generational farming families like the Bays family in Fort Vermilion. Coming soon.
If I can have a snapshot of what my crop is doing
Today.
that's huge, right?
We want to focus just on that true sap that's flowing through that leaf, and we can do that.
The quest for the canola crown.